Hey there, everybody. Thet here, and welcome to Thet Plays Endless Space 2. I know what you're thinking. Thet's on his 4X crap again, and you're right. Sometimes you get the itch, you know? You get the itch to play a 4X game, and you don't want to play Civ all the time, because, you know, all Civ and no other, it gets a little old. So this is Endless Space 2. If you're not aware of Endless Space 2, it is a 4X game in space. And it's endless. It's from Amplitude. They make a bunch of games that start with the word endless, and for the most part, they're pretty good. And for the most part, the best ones are 4Xs. We have one mod pack enabled. It's called the ESG mod. It makes a lot of changes to the base game. I don't have the last expansion for it. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. According to reviews, it's not that good, so I didn't want to spend money on it today. So we're going to play with the ESG mod, and we're going to have a planet. We're going to do some science. We're going to gain more planets, and then maybe we'll fight some dudes. But we're going to go to new game first, and then I'm going to change my faction. Will be ours. And you get a lot of factions. And normally I would pick, normally when I play a 4X game, I'm attracted to either something that is science, like the Sophons, or I'm attracted to occasionally economics, which would be our Lumeris friends here. And then if you wanted to go military, you could go with someone like the Voidyani.
As we cleanse the galaxy and rise virtual.
But of course, you can choose. You can make your own faction. So I wanted to make a wonderful human faction, which is going to be the Union of Terra, which I will plan to lead to victory. Imperious, militarist, vengeful. That's for the AI, actually, though. That doesn't apply to us. We have, legendary heroes, the price of perfection, which makes ships cost more, but we have ship craftsmen too, which makes them cost less. So basically, we get free health and shield capacity on ships for every point of production spent at ship creation. It's the greatest scam. But we're gonna select them. They are industrialist. They are a federation. You'll know what that means later on. And we have Emperor's Will, which means that I can spend influence, one of our 5 primary resource types. So we're going to play. My own session. We're obviously allowing custom factions because I'm playing as one. I'm going to just up the colonization cap because I like big empires and I cannot lie. We'll leave the difficulties alone for now because I'm not super experienced in the game yet, but I will change the shape of our galaxy to say let's go with some kind of spiral. Twin elliptical, 2 disk galaxies colliding and merging. The center contains many stars. That's kind of neat. But let's go with a nice spiral galaxy. We'll make it big. We got 9 competitors, each of them a different faction, which is great. Let's go with from dark blue to like green. All right. The density is random. The constellations are many. The speed is endless, which is up to 600 turns. And if I go over into not galaxy settings, no, gameplay settings, I turned off score victory because that's lame. Who wants a score victory? Are you joking me? No. You want to crush your enemies or get the secrets of the endless and become the best there ever was. One thing about our faction, the Union of Terra, is that we're not good at hacking. We can learn to hack later, but I don't like the hacking mechanic in the game either. I find it's too much in the background. It can disrupt things. You can be sneaky with it, but I'm mostly playing against the AI and I don't have to worry too much about that. But I can put down some hacking defenses and stuff. You'll know what all that means later on. The game is launched. We should load in soon. I picked a very big map. So this is going to be a very large and expansive game. And who knows how we're going to win. Or if we're going to win. Honestly, who knows anything? For you who don't know much, you're going to learn today a little bit.
Under the visionary leadership of Emperor Zelivus,
Sure.
we have become a proud and powerful nation.
We sure have.
It is time to rise up, grasp our future, and seek
And
our
twist it.
destiny
Wait.
among the stars.
The old
Imagine
future
the
twist.
that we can build. We shall construct great fleets.
Not gonna lie, that exosuit is
Send them
pretty
out
sick.
To make great discoveries.
I love it.
And through their conquests, secure our place in this rich galaxy.
We sure will. Probably. Remember,
We will discover new sciences and new lives.
service equals citizenship.
We will greet new peoples and turn them into new patriots.
Whether they like it or not,
Together,
probably.
we shall leave our
That's a nice
mark on
orb you got there.
history. For together, we can become
And the orbs are
anything
broken
our
down below.
hearts
That was great.
desire. Whatever the cost, whatever the effort, let us not shy away from the greatness that is our birthright.
Sounds good. Looks good on TV. Of course, there's always a little bit of reality behind it.
It is a time of great peace and prosperity for the Empire.
Sure.
Usurpers have been vanquished.
About time.
Disagreements resolved. Wars ended.
Sure, those are all related to
The
each other.
Empire is truly united.
Truly.
Now is the time for your great nation to forge a path to the stars. To bring your great civilization to other worlds.
Yeah, let's do all that.
To impress upon any other races you discover that your way is the best way.
Hell yeah. I could do that. Apparently, we've already found a minor civilization. There's going to be a lot of them. This is the Zavali, apparently, in the Azara system. They're pragmatist, and they're VR amateurs, which means they give happiness per stage unlocked in science and exploration quadrant on systems. Okay. So you get more science, they can do better VR. This guy has been in his VR headset for like the last 20 years or something. He's been just watching GoonTube the whole time. Anyway, here we are. It's our first planet. They want to call it Electra. We'll just call it the Sol system. It's fine. We're on Sol 3. Oh, it's planet 3. What a coincidence. There we go. Perfect. It's a Terran planet, which means we'd like it. Next to us is a steppe planet. We like it less because we can't live there yet. But we'll fix that eventually. So what happens in Endless Space 2? Well, you build stuff. See, it's 4X. You know, what is it? X? 4X. Explore, exploit, exterminate, expand. That's the one I almost forgot. Yeah. So we're going to build stuff like cerebral reality stations. It's a little loud. I can turn it down in post. But, yeah, it's VR. And drone networks, which are also VR. Not really. We could also build patrols and settlers. We have some for free, and we're going to need them. So, yeah, this is our plan. Or this is our little system. It's nice. We get some ships. First Heroes and Patriots Navy. They're pretty nice. The patrol ship patrols. It has probes, and it can probulate weird stuff on our planets. See this? This is weird stuff. It's some kind of life form. Also, there's deserted cities on Sol 4 and metallic waters, which are not great. On Sol 1, they have some rings. That's pretty nice. They also have some kind of life form here too. Sol 2 has some poor soil. That's not going to be great for growing. And Behemoth Song, which is apparently natural sound and magnetic waves that imitate musical frequencies. So the planet sings. That's kind of neat. Terra, by the way, has a dust halo. In case you were wondering. All right, very cool. Let's go ahead and learn about, well, let's start with the Savannah of Sol 2. What do you got? Well, there's super spuds here. That's awesome. We got 5 free super spuds out of it. All right, there's resources here in Terra. What about these life forms on Sol 1? Are those super spuds too? They actually are. Amazing. All right. Well, now we could send them out to patrol, but they're going to get their probes back soon. So we're going to let them do that. I'm going to turn down the sound because it is actually crazy. No, not 70%. Perfect. All right, that's should be much better. Okay, so we've done a little bit of exploring on our home planet. This is a settler ship. It colonizes. That's what it does. But you can't colonize here, even though we already have, we have one populated planet on this system. You can only colonize the other ones, not through colonizer ships, but first, they're not even hospitable, but we would have to do it by telling them to actually work on it. Instead, we're going to use these lanes. Oh, that's where the other group is. We're going to use these lanes to see what we have over there. So let's head down. So it's going to travel to Star Lane. And we found Epistus. What in they're warmongers and they're selfless. An ability to accept the other side's perspective means greater skill in diplomacy. Negative cost to positive treaties. But they're also warmongers. That's a weird combination. Okay, so they have this planet. This sucks because there's no planets near us. Yeah, go ahead and meet them. We could go to war with them, but they probably are going to have some ships here soon. So let's plan on continuing the travel and go down this next star lane in the next turn or two. Okay. I'd like to see a planet I can actually colonize. We now know about super spuds, of course, and we got our first hero, because you always start with one, Dmitry Lenko. Dmitry here is apparently the younger brother of the Emperor's personal bodyguard. He has his own hero ship, which can do some hero fighting. He also has a skill tree, which we can't exploit yet because he has no skill points. He's unskilled, you see. So now we get our choice. Do we attach him to Sol and let him work on the planet? Or do we attach him to a fleet? Now, as a counselor, he's good at diplomacy as well as managing resources. So it would be good to put him on a planet. He doesn't really do anything for the planet yet, but he will as he levels up. So let's assign him to Sol and have him work here. He'll also get experience over time. Now, this 16, he's locked here for 16 turns, which means we need to pay to unassign him, and we couldn't assign him somewhere else for a while. So, it is what it is. I want to get the rest of the anomalies on this system scoped out, so I'm going to let you do some stuff here. And that's about it for now. That's our first turn. You just rest here until we can send out another probe. Turn 1. Now we have to do some research. You choose between plasma metallurgy, planetary landscaping, which would give us cultivation and farms, survival suits, which would allow us to build some impervious bunkers and also create chain gangs to get more soldiers. Another resource you have to manage, and xenobiology, which would allow us to start colonizing tundra planets. I'm going to go towards xenobiology, I think. Let's work a little bit on science. Okay. So as I said, there are a lot of resources, and you can see them right over here. A lot of these endless games like to use the fizzle system, which is food, production, which is industry, that's the I, dust, which is currency, cash, science, and influence, fizzle. So we need to manage fizzle. We also need to manage manpower, which is this one right here, which will help with invasions and the such, either being invaded or invading others. Oh. Okay, cool. Balanced objectives. Very nice. They have generated resources. Great. We don't have super spuds yet, though. Okay. All right, turn 2. Let's get our colonizer ship moving. What do we got down here? Ah! We've got a couple of interesting star systems. A neutron star, which if we can extend our influence over it, we can get its effects, which would be additional influence, additional science. Very nice, very nice. And over yonder is a solar nebula. If we can get our system influence over there, we can get more money. There you go, 50 dust per turn. Ooh! There's a system down here. Keokosin. Arid planet. A Mediterranean planet. A giant gas planet. And a barren planet. So obviously we can't live on any of these planets yet, but we do still want to explore, so head down that way. Okay. Let's see, now that we know these guys, once we get enough influence and get the right technologies, we could consider praising them and trying to get them on our side. Same thing with the ones up here. All right, nothing much to do yet. We have two population over here on Terra. We could fit far more. It's a good sized planet. It's medium, but it's well suited for us, which is why we can fit so many people on it. For less suited planets, we wouldn't be able to fit as many people. That's just how it works. All right, nothing yet. Head down. And in case you're wondering, you know, I'm zoomed in quite a bit. This is what we can see of the map. This is the whole map. There's plenty of galaxy to explore, and these are the 3 stars we know of so far. Okay, we should be able to throw out another probe, so let's probulate Terra. There's actually some subterranean stuff here. What do we got? All right, Hyperium. Ooh. Hyperium is a strategic resource, which means that you can use it for actually building things, as opposed to super spuds, which are a luxury resource. You use it for very specific things, and mostly the economy. All right, that's pretty nice. And we actually get access to that right away, or at least some of it. We can't mine out more until we get the technology for it, but we'll get that technology. It'll happen. Okay, one more thing to research there. We're going to stay around Sol until we can research it. Our influence grew just a tiny bit there. You might have seen the ring grow. That's the green. We want it to extend over to these eventually, someday. Ooh, this is a long star lane. This is a very long star lane. Okay, after this, we're probably going to turn around and start exploring up here, because I doubt we're going to find anything we want there. All right, one more turn. Turns are going slow at the start, and you know, you can also see everyone's score, and we're falling behind a little bit. Our starting location kind of stinks. I would love to have a spot to colonize, but instead we keep finding new people like the Galvran, who are temperate. Temperate factions provide more dust than other factions. Well, that's nice. Mines over matter. With a long history of making underground habitats and resources fruitful, they grow their science with each new deposit found. Ooh, science per strategic resource. That's neat. All right. Oh, and this is the end of the star lane, so we have to head north now. Okay, come back to Terra, please. You. Spoot out another probe. Probulate this. More spuds. All right. We have super taters. Might as well call it Space Ireland at this point. All right. Next, move north. Yusho. A warmongering hunting culture. Extra damage to weapons if you have them in your as friends. Okay, cool. Very nice. The Horna system. Oh, that's these guys. Okay. Hi, Hornas. That Yusho's actually, but you know, head up that way. Ugh, lots of planets, but nothing we can use. There's an anomaly up here. You can see it by that little thing that's blipping. There's 4 anomalies over here. Okay, keep moving. We could stay here and check out that anomaly. Horna 1. There's a signal here. Horna 2. Horna 3. And that's all the Hornas. Okay. All good. Let's stay there one more turn and find out what that anomaly is. All right, what are we, 5 turns in? 7 turns in. I lost track. Okay, xenobiology would take 1 turn to get done, but I could pay influence to get it done right now. That's kind of a quirk of the Empire. I could also pay to get cerebral reality done right now, which would give us more dust and science. I could actually pay for both, and I think I'm going to do that. This will get done next turn, but you can get multiple things done in a single turn by building multiples of those. Okay. Xenobiology will get us the ability to build public-private partnerships. Study of soil samples from other planets, when combined with advances in understanding of extremophilic bacteria, permit scientists to create, under certain circumstances, hardier and more productive crops. We can also colonize tundra planets now. It also took us to Science and Exploration Stage 2, which gives us warp drives, which we can put on ships. We haven't gotten into ship management yet to make them move a little bit faster, and nano repair bots, which could allow them to repair themselves in space. We can also now try to get Pioneer of the Void, which would require us to explore 50% of the galaxy. Probably aren't going to pull that off. There's a hefty reward for it, but it's probably not going to happen. Research. The full research screen. What do we want next? Probably don't want to go down to the next tier of science, because that's going to, well, it could cost more, but it might be worth it. Colonize snow. Colonize steppes. That might be worth it, because we have a steppes planet here. Savannah and Arid are the other two on in our direct vicinity. Probulate this planet real quick. Oh, there's two things to probe here. All right, well, give me the signal instead of the life form. The life form's probably more spuds or something. That's the population. They're exiles. Oh, they're exiles. So did we bring them to Terra or what? They might be coming to Terra. We don't know. Let's move on for now. I really want to find a new planet to actually, live on. Okay, steps are tempting. Baryonic shield would allow us to get savannas and enable use of wormholes, which are another way to travel. And give us advanced scanners. Mediterranean planets, those would be nice, but we don't need them right now. We'd also move down the path of economy, and actually this would allow us to start getting the Hyperium. So actually, you know what, let's do that first. It's gonna take 7 turns and then probably go for baryonic shielding, which will take far longer, but it'll be useful. Okay, let's do that. We're still a little bit behind, but we'll catch up. As we start getting to the point where we can throw some more of our influence around and we have more dust to throw around, we're gonna get stronger. Okay, cerebral reality is done. That gives us more dust and science over here. Public-private partnerships cost 4 dust per turn. We could definitely afford it. Plus, fertile planets, which Terra counts as, get 10 extra science, 10 more for being a planet, and 10 more for being temperate, which Terra is. So this is 30 extra science per turn once we get that done. Jadonics. Don't know where we found it, but apparently we know Jadonics exists now. Move on. Ying, a new star system. Ying 1 has some ruins. Ying 2 is a huge gas planet, hot one. Also has some ruins. Ying 3 is a large arid planet with some kind of life form, and Ying 4 has a couple of things on it. Nifty, nifty. All right, keep moving. We can explore those later. We can eventually get more ships. Actually, let's go ahead and consider changing our patrol ship. So this is a ship. It's a patrol ship. It's small. You can put weapons on it. By default, it has a torpedo, basic ion torpedoes on it. Could replace those with whatever you want. Really, we're not here. This ship is not here to fight. So you get choices of slugs, which are short range, but can also take down missiles and even smaller ships, squadron ships. Opal lasers, which are good at medium range. Plasma beam weapons, which are good at all ranges. And then ion torpedoes are best at long range. You can put on some either plates or shields. And then we have our support modules, which would be our repair bots as well as our warp drive. They already have 2 probes on them. They just take a while to cool down. Eventually we'll get better probes. And this is for squadron modules, which we don't have yet. So nothing we need to add or remove there necessarily right now. And of course the colonizer ship has a colonization module. It's pretty basic. You don't really need to change much about the colonization modules. Eventually, of course, we'll get access to, military class ships. Ooh. Apparently our local PetSmart has ferrets, according to Jess, who just sent me a picture. I like a good ferret. What can I say? We found a black hole. Very good for science. Very not great for colonization. Like I said, we're getting in a rough spot when it comes to colonization here. Like, really rough. I have nothing for our colonizer ship to do. Oh, but something's happening. It's like a knife through your heart. You joke, Hadri, you say. Knowing that Sheridan never jokes. Shakes his head. The weapon signature leaves no doubts. You stare out at the starfield, anger growing. A United Empire fleet fired upon by a fellow vessel of obsolete design. How old? 25 solar cycles at least, Your Imperial Majesty. We think there must be an outpost out there somewhere. The knife twist. This is no reactionary rebellion. This is something fomented decades ago, meticulously planned, kept hidden with a military-like focus. Few would possess the courage, resources, the sheer iron will to see through such an undertaking. Who would do such a thing? You thought the uprisings were a thing of the past, crushed forever when you deposed Duke Anatov and finally united the Empire all those years ago. Your heart chills. Could Lena, the bitter, ungrateful Lena, have hatched such a diabolical plot? Or maybe it was Hadri, the so-called first protector, Hadri Linko, so near and yet so far from the seat of power. Or perhaps it was Petra Manduzek, no R in there. She who could trace her line to the great Mazari clans who lusted over a greater power. No, this way lies madness. They are loyal subjects. I will find the perpetrator, slowly, methodically. What is your command? We could try intimidating? To draw them out, we would need to reach 800 manpower capacity. Our capacity right now is 250. Bribe. Stockpile 300 dust. We have 796, so this one would be pretty easy. Or we could try to locate them. Explore 7 curiosities. Well, we've explored a bunch already, so this one's a little slow. They each come with unique rewards. The locate would come with a daily slogan. More food on outposts, which means outposts would become colonized planets more quickly. Well, they would become proper system planets. Which is a little useless right now because we can't find any. Intimidate would give us Punisher drives. More damage on ships, but bribe. Not only is bribe practically done, but we would actually get an outpost for this, which means we would eventually get a colony, a proper second system for this. I kind of have to go for Trader's Reach. Bribing. The leaders will need punishing, but the foot soldiers of this rebellion would be better treated as weak, misguided souls. Souls who should learn of the financial inducements the Emperor is offering for information. Bribe their asses. They will learn. They will learn through gold. Ambler, another minor civilization. All right. They are temperate, and they have industry contacts, which means, cheaper buyout for ships and constructions. They would be good as allies. All right. These planets, though. What is Horna? They're on a steppes planet. Roslus, medium lava, large desert, medium forest, large ice. I feel like we should probably consider taking out the warmongers, but we would need ships capable of doing so, which we don't, obviously. And that's the end of the system track. Crud. We literally have nothing for our settler ship to do. This is harsh. This is really going to hamper our style. Okay. But we do have Trader's Reach. Dust. Buys armies, builds fleets, and gets tongues a-waggling. The rebel outpost fell easily. You named it Trader's Reach as a warning to others. The biggest shock, however, was the identity of the rebel leader. Your sister, Lena, wasn't blessed with only one child, Victoria. She had another, an identical twin, Jelinka. Somehow we didn't know that. Okay, Hidden Rebellion Part 2. Jelinka, the traitor, refuses to speak. She is too young to be the true mastermind behind the rebellion, but of that individual's identity there is no clue. You will not sanction any violence against your sister's blood, so she languishes in solitary confinement in the deepest depths of your Inquisitor's redoubt. Lena claims to have never laid eyes upon the girl, claims she must have been rustled away at birth and raised by those two who plotted against the Empire. That's whack. Of her twin, Victoria, there is no sign. The girl going to ground. Okay, as soon as she heard news that she wasn't a lone child. Gotcha. She got off the radar. kind of shock or something more you do not know. You need time to untangle this dark web. The rebellion might be no more, but the fact that it ever existed in the first place haunts your days and disturbs your nights. Who can you really trust? Every day you grow a little older, get a little closer to the day you'll no longer be able to lead this great empire. You decide now is the time to name the Emperor-elect and consolidate your power while you still hold it. The three candidates are obvious. First Protector Hadrilenko, stalwart bodyguard for so many years, and a hero amongst the Empire Hawks. Lena, your own flesh and blood sister, a woman who, despite her smoldering anger, would make an iron leader and keep Zealous on the throne. Or should it be Petra, the brilliant head of advanced research, a woman who'd pioneered several chilling technologies that had transformed your army's fortunes, somebody who could grasp the opportunities of this new star-faring era? The choice is not easy. Peace of mind is hard to find. Nice rhyme. Until you learn the identity of the ringleader, though, you will have no real peace. It could be one of them, but choose you must. Okay, so to get Hadri, we'd have to get a ship with 143 offensive military power. We would get Hadri as a hero. He would be a guardian, so he'd be good at combat. Lena, we need to produce at least 80 dust per turn. We would get Lena, obviously. She is a pacifist and a counselor. Petra, produce at least 90 science per turn. We would get Petra. She's a seeker and a scientist. She'd be great at science. I like the idea of science. Only Petra can truly do the Empire justice as we travel the stars. Scientist, realist, leader, and not one to shy away from hard decisions. You'll strengthen the Empire's science base and to honor her naming. All right, most people probably won't care, but we will. How many science are we getting per turn? 66. We can change that quite easily. Okay, start moving there. Yeah, there's nothing to go to here. Wow, they already have ships defending them. Couple of shuttles. I'm assuming the others do too now? If they do, we can't see it. All right, head back home. Our ship only has 72 attack and 86 defense, and it's all kinetic as opposed to energy-based weapons like lasers and the such. So it's all good to know. I might as well just garrison this colonized ship. Here's Trader's Reach. Ooh, it has titanium and Hyperium deposits. We are on a Terran planet, but there's a boreal and a jungle planet next to it. Right now, it is a little bit of a drain on dust, as it is a new planet, as an outpost. If I pay some dust, which I think I'm going to do, I can get double food coming here, which will make it where we can colonize the planet in 22 turns. Now, normally, we would be getting ships going to this planet to help it gain more food and get its first population even faster. But we cannot do that because there's no star lanes. So we just have to wait until this planet goes from outpost to proper, a proper settlement. It's all right. We've waited this long. We can wait a little bit longer. We need 198 in order to go ahead and get our new build done, our drones done here. But we just completed plasma metallurgy. We can now actually capture Hyperium, and we can build the interplanetary transport network. Due to the interaction of gravitational pulls and magnetic fluxes, low energy paths exist that speed and amplify travel within a star system. It's more industry. Next up is baryonic shielding, which is going to allow us to colonize savanna planets and find and use wormholes, which is an alternative to star lanes. Economy and trade level 2. We get no upgrades for this, but we can, if we can get 3 unique star system improvements within our empire, which nobody's built yet, we can get this. It'll give us 1,000 dust if we can get it. Although our dust accumulation is actually pretty decent right now. 3 industry on planets with strategic resources, which we have one here, so that's +3 on Terra. We're actually getting 1 per turn thanks to that too. And 1, that's 3 per population. Oh yes, we did get the Epistus. Hi, Epistus. 5 extra food on sterile planets. They would not be useful here for that, but they do give us some industry. Humans, by the way, give 5 industry and +2 dust on fertile planets. So, yeah, I chose those as part of the custom empire. Add this to the docket. It does cost 4 dust per turn, but we can totally afford that. All right, you guys are going to come back home. The start of the game is going to be, a little slow. It'll ramp up as we go on, but, that's kind of how 4X games work in general. They start slow, they ramp up. We're actually catching up with everyone else. There's actually one empire behind us on score. We know we know where I Am Horatio is? The hell? How do we know where you are? Horatio is obviously one of the factions. They are the Horatio.
Hearing from you is pleasing. Like unexpectedly seeing our reflection.
You don't know the Horatio. The Horatio is a trillionaire who left to discover his own star cluster, found ancient cloning technology left there by the Endless, ancient, super powerful civilization. It's a sci-fi game. It's got to have one. But they found the cloning technology. They decided to clone, themselves to create a race of allies, servants, and slaves who are every bit as gorgeous as the most beautiful person in the universe, Horatio. So now he wants the entire galaxy to be Horatio. Hence his faction called I Am Horatio. I don't know where you are. I don't want to talk to you right now. Thank you for showing up, I guess. Okay. Where are they? They are not in the lead. That's good to know, at least. Okay. We'll get more into diplomacy when there's a point. Okay, what's going on? Well, we got the drone networks done, which means we have more food and more industry here on Terra. We're now going to work on public-private partnerships for more. This should actually get us the science that we need to recruit Petra. And then we'll work on more industry there. There's no point, not much of a point doing it the other way around. Dimitri leveled up, which is fantastic. I like his exosuit. Looking sick. And now we can choose stuff from the skill tree. There's a general skill tree, which all heroes have access to. And then there's the ones that are specialized based on who he is. Counselor stuff's down here. And then this is Imperial stuff. So, on fleet ship, we're probably going to ignore those for now. We get more influence per person if he's a rousing orator. We can get more dust per system level, plus for planets, plus for temperate planets. Or we can get more industry and food per person. I'm going to go with person of means, an accomplished financier. Hero also invests their substantial personal resources into the healthy economic functioning of a particular system. I will level this up once. We can level it up again if he gets another point. That's going to be a big boost to dust. So now we're at 77. I know we can't do much with dust yet, but we're going to get the research that'll change that. And actually, we might do that right after baryonic shielding, because there is a research over here that will let us do that. Let's see, astrofinance. Allow us to have the colonial exchange as well as tourism agencies. Atmospheric filtration will allow us to colonize ash planets, which don't do much for us, to be honest. Galactic commodities will give us access to the marketplace, which we eventually need to get to. I think this is what I want eventually, though. No, that's not for the buyout. Which one? Oh, it is multi-thread management, isn't it? Enables use of dust to immediately complete anything in the construction queue. Put that next on the docket. We need this. This is the point of getting dust. Oh my god, they have 8 ships here already. Jeez, these freaking dudes. Eventually I want to be able to talk to them too, but getting dust. Dust is love, dust is life. We need more of it. Okay, we are on turn 16. Our ship is back home. I might as well have them protect the planet for now. Oh, we can, that's right. They can launch probes too. Probes will just fly out and see what's out there. So we're going to launch them in 2 different directions, and then we're going to tell them to defend this planet, which means that any ship that tries to go past this planet will be stopped for now. Let's check out a screen we haven't looked at yet, the Senate screen. The Senate screen is because we're a federation. There are 2 political parties here. The Industrialist, headed up by Dimitri, and the Ecologist. We don't have an Ecologist hero, so there's no one heading this particular political party. We can take surveys, but usually a survey automatically happens before the election, which we have 24 turns before our next election. There's also different government types. We could try to become a dictatorship or a republic or a democracy, but for now, the Federation makes system development cheaper, doubles the colonization cap from over colonization technology, so we could have more systems. 2 on the party representation, which are what we saw back there, the ecologist and the industrialist. Extra over colonization threshold in general, and extra happiness approval well above that threshold. Yeah, we're gonna stay Federation for now. Our threshold we can check on a different screen. Because we have an industrialist leading in the Senate, we get this law automatically, dust windfall. 15% of industry expended for any construction is converted into dust. So whatever we spend, we get dust for that. We can also pass another law. Let's see what we have available. Super Tax Act. Oh boy, higher taxes. Less approval, but extra dust per turn. Cram Exam Act. Also less approval, but it's -2 per person, but 3 science per person. Toys for boys. Extra approval at the cost of industry. New colony. Extra food on outpost. Extra approval on systems for 10 turns when acquiring a new colony, either by invasion or through completing an outpost. If we had more space to colonize, I would do this one. Gimby, yes, in my backyard. Less system development luxury cost per turn, up to 30% total. Okay, well, we don't do system developments yet, so that's not useful. Green fertility bill. Extra food on colonized planets with anomalies. Both a flat 15 and a 5%. That's interesting. Cool collections. Extra effect from all resources and population collection bonuses. Plus 25 from effect bonuses. Not sure what this one is actually doing. I think this is from happiness bonuses. But I think I'm going to take this one. System Anomaly Fertility Effects Publicity Charter. Ecologists, being somewhat spiritually minded on account of their passion for all living things, can sometimes be a little irrational. This law takes full advantage of such a mindset, encouraging the idea that visits to system anomalies can up fertility rates. And it works. Like homeopathy, belief is the key to efficacy. So this would cost 1 influence per turn, or per population. So it would cost 2 for now, because we only have 2 people. We are gaining 16 per turn. It also costs 18 to enact. I'm going to enact this. Okay. More people, please, because we can have 5 more on this planet. So I think having more people would be nice. There we go. There's 1 more. I assume it's more humans and that the other race is not the one reproducing that quickly. Words in private. Your sole hero, graduate of the academy and dust adept, has requested an audience. Something has awakened. The academy has registered emissions they do not recognize. The source is certainly an endless manufactured transponder. They don't wish to explain further, claiming that the academy oaths bind them from saying more on the subject. Okay. They show their loyalty, however, in helping you discover the most efficient way to uncover the truth. Whatever the artifact is, it must be powerful and certainly had military applications. Further investigation of the military technologies should provide a clue. Endless technology is safest when in your hands, not someone else's. If we unlock 19 technologies from the military quadrant, we can... Well, we need to unlock 19 is what it's saying. If we unlock enough to be at the highest, we can get some free Eden incense, apparently, a luxury resource. Either way, these technologies, which are for large ships, behemoths, will be unveiled once this is done. We also have more people. Nice. All right. Love that. We have 128 influence. I'm going to go ahead and buy baryonic shielding. While there are some particles that can pass through plasma shielding, this improved version prevents penetration by any baryon particle. So we're going to be able to get advanced curiosities explored. We're going to learn and be able to go through wormholes, and we're going to be able to colonize savanna planets. That's a wormhole. Okay, we have another direction to go in. Let's get our patrol ship moving that way. Go down that wormhole. Wormholes actually... I believe you get to go down an entire wormhole in one turn, no matter what. So they're pretty effective for exploration. We'll see how it goes. But hold on to your butts. Multi-thread management's going to take 7 turns or 500 influence, so it's going to take a while. Don't worry about that. I'll worry about that. We are pushing our influence into Horna, which is nice. Okay, how close are we to 90 science per turn? We're at 76 right now. Once this is done, that's going to shoot us over 90 for sure. Yes, I do want to colonize Sol 2 at some point. They do have poor soil, which stinks. That's going to lower happiness and also lower food production per person. That hurts. But big happiness boost from Behemoth's song. That's actually going to offset poor soil. 5 dust per person on this planet. Holy cow. And look at all the stuff we get from the dust halo, too. Dude, these planets kick ass. It's going to take 21 turns to get it all done, though. Our probe might actually find out what's out there before we get there. Let's see. Okay, having a second planet's going to be great. What do we got over here? Oh, nope, we didn't find out yet. I think they're going to shoot down this wormhole. Watch how fast it goes. Zip! Holy crap, it's far. Decky. Medium desert planet. And medium Arctic planet. Medium ice planet. With another Behemoth song. And a medium barren planet. These planets also kind of suck. Ugh. Alright. Well, at least there's star lanes here we can explore. Get ready to keep exploring. Okay, a little bit more influence coming our way. We now know the Mahagaba. Apparently, we're neutral towards them. I don't know where they are, but we found them. Keep moving. Gruz planet, or the system Gruz, a lava planet, a inhospitable Arctic planet, and Gruz 3 is also Arctic, but there's 2 curiosities on it, so I'm going to explore those. We might get something out of it. All right, how close are we to private-public partnerships? 3 turns, 219. If I have to choose between these, I'm going to buy out multi-thread management and get that done faster. That's just too big of an advantage. We have a ton of dust to throw around. Part of it due to how lucky we've been with our planet. Okay, get moving. All right. This does take 3 movement points, so we can only do 1 this turn. That's okay. Well, I thought there were 2 anomalies here, but this just says 1. Whatever. Oh, there it is. It's on the side. It's apparently just Jade Onyx. All right. The only known occurring anti-gemstone. Interesting. Make it very useful in advanced tools and machines. And it has practical military applications. Neat. Stay here. Don't need to do anything this turn because we're going to launch the other probe here in a bit. And then you'll start moving. Probably down here because it looks like this is going to connect somehow. Wait, what? Can we not do that one? Oh, it's locked. It's too advanced for us. Fine. Tibicena. Huge snow planet. And a huge gas ball. Good for science. There's also nebular clouds over here. Gives you some good flat bonuses. All right, travel over this way. Let's just take a look at things that are linked for now. I have to go through this wormhole to colonize anything. No, I can't colonize any of those either. Nothing. There are pirates on this one. That's good to know. So pirates exist.
Speak.
I can support them. That would be something. I could try to sabotage them, apparently. Or I could buy a pirate mark. Eventually I can go to war with them, take them out. Probably a good idea. Who are you guys? Why do we have 4? Where did we get 4 good boy points with you? I don't know where that came from. What about you guys? No good boy points. How about the Hornas? 4 good boy points. I don't know. They're militarist. They could be useful. How's Trader's Reach doing? Will be colonized in 2 turns. Excellent. That's actually a big deal. All right. Keep in mind, we're not even like, 5% of the way through the run here with 600 turns to go. Oh, I think we finished it though. Yes. The people's reaction to Petra's naming as Emperor-elect is muted. They're like, okay. You'll need to prove that she's deserving over the coming years. We can do that. All right. Chapter 2, Looking to the Future, Excavating the Past, Part 1. The trail runs cold. Jolinka rots in the cells, silent. Nobody knows anything about the ancient rebellion. Or nothing they're prepared to admit, at least. The knowledge eats away at you, day after day. You torture yourself. Someone really wanted to pay off their, English degree with this. You torture yourself knowing how many countless thousands of patriots it must have taken to enact such a betrayal. Hidden shipyards, empire funds siphoned off official accounts, redacted records, double lives. Some of the snakes must still be among the masses here on Raya. It's Terra, but it doesn't have a... Hey, guys, you should work with your programmers as well so that they can put in a little function there, a token that will say, hey, put your actual first colony name in there. Anyway. Lying over and over to preserve their skins. Will you need to search every lead yourself to know the truth? Who could be trusted? You try to put the matter out of your mind and instead think of the millions of true patriots. Now the matter of Emperor-elect has been settled, it's time to turn your attention to their futures and your legacy. What course should the great United Empire be set on before your rule ends? Should you heed the warnings of the warmongers in your ranks, epitomized by the Sheridan name, and militarize? Or should you hark back to an earlier age of scientific invention, when your Mizari forebears sailed the great darkness? Or perhaps you should stay this course, let the United Empire fulfill its true potential as an industrial powerhouse. This may not necessarily be your final legacy. You should give the Empire a taste of the future nonetheless. Okay, so there's Sheridan. They want us to win 4 battles. That's probably not going to happen anytime soon. So if we chose this one, we'd be in for the long haul. We get a laser module out of it, which is not super impressive. The United Empire wants to hold 3 systems of level 2 or higher. That's also going to take a while, but we get the Sci-Fi Design School, which gives 20 industry per system level on systems. Then finally, the Mizari path possess planets of every climate type. Gas types not required. Climate being hot, cold, and temperate, as it says there. And we would get, who's Yuri? Apparently you would get the ability to build a game show named after the scientifically illiterate Yuri Palin, a man who decided to eat frozen oxygen on an outpost world of Mari 7, thinking it would grant him the ability to walk across the airless world unaided. 3 science on planets with anomalies and 1 science per person on planets in general is actually huge. This is probably the one we would most likely achieve first. 3 systems of level 2 or higher. Because we already have 2 systems. Trader's Reach is almost a populated system. I think Who's Yuri is amazing, but I would rather get construction. Industry is huge. We've held this empire together for nigh on 40 years by maintaining the United Empire values of order, labor, and prudence. Emperor-elect Petra must now see how an empire is built. On public-private partnerships. Ta-da! Okay, so that's done. There's nothing else to build here unless I wanted to build a bunch of patrol ships, which is slightly tempting. Petra has now joined us. She starts at level 4. All right. All of the United Empire and general stuff are the same, but now we have other things over here because she's a seeker. Blue Sky Speculator. I can read. Extra science on system. Flat 15. Food and industry on planets. You know what? I can have her control Trader's Reach. Let's do food and industry and science. Plus 30 on the system. Nice. And because we put 4 points in here, it did unlock the next ring. As you can see, the more points you put in, the more rings you unlock. Apply that. Only problem is, as of right now, I can't put her on that system because it's not a colony yet, but it should be a colony in 1 turn. So if we just let her chill out for a turn, we should be fine. Okay, moving on. Yes, I know she's on the sign. We're fine. I could assign her to a fleet, but I don't see that being helpful yet. I will eventually want a hero that can, you know, actually take care of a ship fleet. Intergalactic Market. Ooh, only built once per empire, but you get 50 dust per system level and 3 extra dust per person. We're going to place this on Terra. All right, give me xenolinguistics, I think. Yes, this is going to be amazing for Terra. It would also allow us to refine titanium, which we actually are going to need for Trader's Reach. So start with that. It'll only take 3 turns. Trader's Reach is now an actual outpost. We're low on manpower. Lacks troops to fill your star systems and fleets. I mean, yeah, that's because they're putting manpower over here to protect this system. It's going to take a couple turns for that to get done. Cerebral reality and drone networks are a must. Now we can just pay to get these done, though. You see. So pay for this. This will actually get us more dust, so it pays for itself over time. Don't pay for this one yet. Plan on getting me interplanetary transport networks, too. Plan on all of them. Don't evacuate the planet, though. We can actually colonize both planets next to this one. Get that on the docket, but you don't have to do it right away because we have a lot of population to go here. Plus, we would get unhappiness. Yeah, we would lose happiness points for Trader's Reach 1 because of the hostile fauna. While the beasts of this planet were first described as giant, primal, and impressive, a more accurate description would have been clever, silent, and ravenous. Yikes. Friendly locals here on... look at how friendly they are. Extra population capacity. Nice. Metallic waters over here on Trader's Reach 3. We're going to lose happiness and food over here. Good to know. Good to know. Okay, we can get titanium from Trader's Reach 2, so that's why we need to research that. So the timing was perfect. All right. Do your research, or do your move. The Kaltikma over here on the Belil system. How you doing? They are fun because they're, well, these ones are warmongers. They're also stalwart stoics. Less less overpopulation penalty on systems. Nice. And extra happiness per sterile planet. Interesting. They really like the sterile planets, like deserts. The story of the Kaltikma's ascendance is not a happy one. Generations ago, at the birth of their space age, several vast starships set sail for other worlds. It was a time of great optimism. They were keen to learn all the wonders the galaxy could offer. They could always return home if the planets were too hostile. Except suddenly they couldn't. Their home star going nova and obliterating their home world. That sucks. No wonder they're happy anywhere. They just deal with it. Yeah, low manpower. It'll get taken care of. Okay. Trader's Reach. Meet Petra. Okay. Petra's going to help with their production big time. All right, back to Sol real quick, because Sol is going to build me the intergalactic supermarket. Okay. It is pricey. 38 turns. But the closer we get to having it actually... Wow, they're actually growing pretty fast. Maybe we do need to colonize that planet soon. I think for now we're good. We can give this a few turns to get started. Ooh, there's anomalies we can look at in here in Belil. Multiple moons. Cool. Yeah, there's a lot of unknown ones on Belil 2. Belil 3? Nothing. All right, well, wow. Yeah, probulate. What do we got? The probe came off the wrong side of the screen. Titanium? Ooh, I want this planet. Breathe deep. The atmosphere of this planet has a strange psychotropic effect. When inhaled, the sweet vapor seems to allow the subject to see exactly 4 seconds in the future. Whereas a concentrated dose could do even more. Extra vision range on this fleet for 10 turns. Neat. Yeah, I need to colonize this planet soon. It's an ocean planet. All right, I need to become friendly with these guys then. How are we doing on this one? Acid rain. Yeah, we got some bonus science. That's nice. All right, stay still. Don't move for a couple turns. We'll see what that last one is, too. Okie dokie. I think we're 24 turns in. Are we in last place? No, we actually are in... Score-wise, we're in first place now. Which either means this galaxy sucks for everyone, or somehow we brought it around. I'm willing to bet having a second system does that for you. But that's going to be it for this episode of Endless Space 2. If you're enjoying it so far, make sure to let me know by giving it a like. We haven't done the economy yet because we don't have access to the marketplace, but eventually we hope to get to the economy and talk about that a bit. And the military, of course. But, you know, at the start of any 4X game, you got to concentrate on that industry. You got to concentrate on your own personal economy before you can start working on the galactic economy. If you enjoyed it, make sure to let me know by giving it a like. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe. Do you want to see more? So it'll keep coming. I'm planning on playing this out all 600 turns if I can. So we'll see. Well, until somebody wins. Might not take 600 turns. Who knows? But thanks for watching. My name is Thet. I'll see you in the next video. Everybody owes. Yo.